Let's be honest, politicians are ambitious people. I'm a politician. I'm an ambitious person. There's no reason to lie about it and play coy.
Welcome back to Square Off. Secretary of State Adrian Fontes told KTAR's Mike Broomhead that he isn't playing coy. He's weighing all the factors, politics, family, as he decides whether to run for the Southern Arizona congressional seat held by the late Raul Grijalva for 22 years. Does anyone doubt that Fontes will run? And what's the impact on our elections if he does bail out? Joining us with all the answers are the politics panel with Democratic consultant Don Penich of Agave Strategy and Republican consultant Barrett Marson of Marson Media. Welcome back to Square Off.
Thanks for having us.
So Adrian Fontes considering a run for CD7. Raul Grijalva's daughter, Adelita Grijalva, a longtime heir apparent, Pima County supervisor, also considering a run. Everything's on hold until the funeral early this coming week, so we won't know more until then, but they're both getting close to the starting line. Do you want to give folks an idea of where CD7 is, especially in relation to Phoenix? You might have an idea. Let's put a map up there. Adrian Fontes lives in central Phoenix. You'll notice the district has an outpost in the West Valley. The 7th Congressional District's major population center is Tucson, more than 90 miles away, and the district includes every port of entry on Arizona's border with Mexico, including Fontes' hometown of Nogales. It is a majority Latino district, a safe Democratic seat. Barrett, will Adrian Fontes run, and if so, why?
He almost certainly will run, and I expect Thursday will be a busy day for candidates in CD7 because Wednesday is the funeral, and I don't think anyone's going to announce before the funeral. But yeah, he's going to run. He is from Nogales, as you mentioned, and I guess that's as good of a nexus as anything. He's going to try to bring those roots. I'm a CD7 boy at heart.
You're the Secretary of State. Why bail out? 2 years left to go.
Let me answer that one.
Let's give Don a chance.
I mean, he said it himself. He's ambitious. He wants to climb a political ladder here, and this is an assured blue seat in a bright blue district. One thing that will be interesting to see how it all plays out is because of Grijalva's 12 terms, and the heart of this district is Tucson. Tucson folks are proud of a Tucson identity, and that is something that even with family roots in Southern Arizona, is going to be hard to overcome.
When I worked for the Daily Star, those many years ago. In Tucson. I will absolutely second what Don said. They have a huge chip on their shoulder. Tucson, Tucsonans believe Tucson is for them.
There is a Grijalva.
And so, right. So but I still think, Fontes has decent name IDs, obviously one statewide. So I think he does have a shot. The Grijalva name is going to ring out pretty loud.
Machine. There is a machine there.
And, we never talk about the Andy Biggs machine, the David Schweikert machine, but there really was a Grijalva machine down in Tucson.
They earned it, and that's part of why they feel so strongly, I think, about, keeping someone that they see as part of the community, representing the community, especially a progressive firebrand like Grijalva. The problem for Democrats is that this was not an unexpected vacancy. Eventually, you talk about Adelita Grijalva being the heir apparent, but it came sooner than expected. And so the shifting of if Fontes leaves the office, then who gets that appointment? Who runs a good race for his seat that's up just next year?
And he will have to resign under the state's resign to run law.
And Katie Hobbs will have to appoint a successor. Who's that going to be?
Early takes are both Maricopa County Supervisor Steve Gallardo and former Corporation Commissioner Anna Tovar. So those are the two leading candidates. I think certainly one of them could do it.
Gallardo was once an elections worker in Maricopa County, also a big supporter of Katie Hobbs when she ran for governor.
And, look, we talk about that's the immediate thing. I think this has implications for November of 2026, too. Who the Republican is going to be. Will it be Jake Hoffman, who is giving it a look? I think he...
Go for it.
Yeah, I think he will give it a serious look.
Let's see that.
Because they're...
Even
that
as
side...
that might be still indicted at that time.
That wing of the party is angry with Gina Swoboda, who is also seen as someone who is likely to run. As the chair or state party chairwoman. So, but people like Jake Hoffman aren't happy with her.
Real quick, I want to end with AOC and Bernie being in Tempe this past week. Let's put up that AOC bite, so just an idea of what she said at the rally in Tempe.
But I can tell you that I don't believe in healthcare, labor, and human dignity because I'm an extremist. I believe these things because I was a waitress.
Same question I had for Ruben Gallego. Fighting oligarchy. Is that a message Democrats can win on?
I don't know about using the word oligarchy as your, how many characters even fit onto a banner, but an economic message, which is what they did end up talking about. They ended up talking about how many gifts the super rich are getting at the expense of the working class, the middle class, and the poor. That is an economic message that does resonate. The problem, and there's brand new data out of Blue Rose Research saying that the problem is that voters don't just want to hear the right talking points, they want to see plans and they want to see action from Democrats. And that is what folks need to hear, not just something that resonates as, yeah, we're all worried about cost of living, but what are you going to do about it?
The problem is the action part.
Right.
Yeah.
What can they do? I mean, they can filibuster, right? I mean, of which, of course, they disagree with the filibuster.
Got to end it there. I heard that loud and clear at the town halls this past week. They want something done. Barrett Marson, Don Penich, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's our show for this week. Thanks very much to all of our guests. Thank you so much for joining us. See you back here next weekend for another round of Sunday Square Off.